Well, hey there everyone, Barry's Best Honey, I'm Mike and I do swarms. Is that right? It is today. Alright, so I'll post the date above, I'm not even sure. Every day runs together. All I know it's a Monday. So I'm out here working on them little nukes we made, and they had gotten robbed, and I was checking, and all of them have their queens. All the queens emerged, just waiting to go get mated. And I start looking through another colony, and wow, I'm like, where'd the bees go? It was one of those splits I did. I left the queen there with some bees, and there's like no population in there. I'm like, oh no. Lift the bottom box, sure enough, they swarmed. I see emerging swarm cells. I'm like, and I look up and go, where are y'all at? And look up in the tree, and there they are. Well, I hope it's them. Very unusual for them to swarm. They were broke down pretty hard, but who knows? One of those colonies that might just have that tendency really bad. So I just ran over. I'm breathing hard because I ran over. It's about to get dark, and I still got to get a frame of brood for one of my nukes. And I really wanted to requeen. I got 4 virgins that I have in cages that I want to get in colonies, but I may have to wait till tomorrow, and I'm pushing it now. I'm pushing it. They've been a day and a half out of the cells. I don't like to go more than 3. So I still got a little time by my standard, but hey, you do what you got to do. So let me go get this equipment. We're going to take a ladder out there. I might have to reach it with my bucket. I don't know. I don't want to. I want to shake it in the box. I got some brood in the box, and that usually tends to hold them. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So let me go get a box together, and we'll go out there, and we'll see what we got. All right, guys. So here it is. It's a pretty good one. Now, you see a ladder under there. That's not going to work. I thought I could get a ladder, but shake them right down onto a box on the ladder right there. But there's a giant fire ant bed down there. That thing's huge. I don't want to stir it up. And it's just too wobbly and too wonky. It's too dangerous. So I'll pull that out, and I'm going to use the old bucket and a pole. Now, that 5-gallon bucket, I meant to replace it with a office waste basket. The mesh ones, Randall Carter showed one, and he says they really work good. The bees don't crawl out of them. They crawl out of those buckets. But I got a box right here. It's got some young larvae and some cat brood in it. And I'm going to dump them on that. Actually, it came out of the hive they swarmed from. Pretty sure that's one they swarm from. I hope it is. I do have to check a few others that I split, but they all had numbers, so I think they're fine. But let's get this thing down. I'm going to do the bucket method. I'm going to move that ladder, and we're going to get this show on the road. Let's get this thing down. It's always more fun with a ladder and a video camera because you never know what might happen, but you're not going to get that chance to see that today. I'm in a hurry, not because of this swarm. I got time to get the swarm. I mean, it's getting dark, but my problem is I still got some stuff to do in the bee yard. The bees are blowing up on me, folks. Blowing up. This one surprised me. But you know, I had a problem with swarming out of this colony before. So I'm going to mark it, watch a trend, see what she does next season. Because I did have some issues with that particular colony. So we'll see. Let's get this thing out of the tree. Tell you what, folks, that was a good swarm. That's a big old lump of bees that fell out of there. I like to get the lid on them quick so they can keep their pheromones and fanning and everything contained. And what I learned from JP, watching years of JP the Bee Man, was he always would close them up and let the remaining bees find it. Now, a bunch went to the ground. It was a little wider than the bucket, but they'll fly up. They're all flying bees, and they'll come to this entrance once they know the queen's in here. Look, already fanning the entrance. There's not a bunch in the air. They're going back. The ones that are in there are going back. That's what we want. Knock them back out and dump them right in front. Now, you guys that have seen me do swarms know I don't normally like to shake them and bang them. I like to, sometimes I'll put brood in there. I'll cut a limb and lay it on top, or I'll put the box against the limb and they'll just go right on in on that brood. I don't like to shake them because it just takes longer. See, now they're all coming up out of the ground finally. They're figuring out that, hey, we're on the ground. This is not where we belong. Look. So, gotta watch there ain't a queen down in there. What I'll do is smoke them up off of there, but I'll look for the queen too, in amongst that poison ivy. So they'll go on up back there. I'll get another bucket load. They'll be more compact. And the queen, she'll fly back up there. She's down there if I don't see her first. Let me look for her, but I don't want to get in that poison ivy. I can look at poison ivy. I'm probably already going to get it. Nope, I don't see her. They're fanning on the front of this. There's probably a queen or two in here. There were a couple cap cells left. I didn't take them out. At this point, I just leave them alone to requeen. But what I'll do now is I'll go down in that grass. I'll smoke them, and hopefully I'll push them back up to the branch. And when they get up to the branch, I can knock them back into the bucket. All right, they're in the air. They're gathering back on that branch. I looked for a queen. I did not see one. I looked carefully. What we'll do is we'll just dump them on the entrance there. Once we get a good shake on them. Let's get them up in the air some more. And man, I got a lot to finish tonight. I don't mind a swarm or two out of my hive. I mean, you want to keep as many as you can because that honey crop is gone now for that. Ouch. What was that? It's in my glove. I got a briar in my glove, a thorn. Ouch. Anyway, yeah, the honey crop for that colony's done. And this one could possibly make one because it is a large swarm. It's a 3-pound swarm. If we had a good flow, it could make one. An early flow, or if I fed them. But I won't. I'll house them and see what they do. But I was just in other colonies that I split the same way, and they're fine. They've got plenty of bees. They're not any swarm cups. I check them weekly. That one there, I didn't check because it was a later split, so I didn't bother with it. But it swarmed quick, so it might be a tendency with that colony. But I still got a lot to do out here. I really need to get a frame of brood for 2 of my nukes, a frame each. And I got to release 1 queen on a split I made late, so it's getting dark and I still got to go into town. Those, now the ones in town, those I'm concerned about swarming because I don't get there regularly, and there's some packed colonies over there, so that could be an issue. Get this thorn out of my glove here and get these bees down. I think they're all gathered back up. All right, we got the majority of them up there. Ain't many left. That was a good chunk of bees came down out of there. This is why you pay attention. Look what's happening. I got a gathering of bees. I'm gonna put them on the lid and we're gonna see if the queen's in here. A gathering of bees in this bucket. These bees are in here hanging out. I probably don't have to catch a queen if I see one because they'll stay with that brood, but I do want to see if we got a queen in here. The way they just gathered in that bucket. Sometimes they'll have that extra queen and they'll hang with her. They may have left with 1, they may have left with 5, I don't know. There was probably about 12 cells in there and at least 6 were emerged. I don't see a queen. So if I don't see a queen, I beat these down or knock the lid down in there, because what I don't want to do is smoke them because they'll fly again. Very well too, actually. All right, I'm gonna shut that. Now we're gonna have some flying. Let's See if they'll go back up, and then we'll get these down the rest of the way. I've seen plenty of people spraying with sugar water. That keeps a lot of this flight down. I just didn't have time. Let's see if a queen goes in. Let's watch. Swarms are so much fun. They're so gentle. I got my gear on mainly because I was working the hives. I didn't even unzip. But normally I like to have it off. I don't have to look through this veil. I'm looking. It's hard to watch them when they're running like that. I think she's already in there, or they are already in there, however many there are. But sometimes when they gather back of the branch that thick, sometimes there's another one up there, but who knows? Really doesn't matter. They're marching in, so we got us a swarm. I'm gonna go put them on a stand here in a minute to get busy again. Swarms are so cool. It's always fun. More fun when they're not from your colonies, but you know, hey, that's the breaks. Don't know what's going on with that one. She wasn't far ahead of me, so, but yeah. At least we caught them, right? They won't make honey for us, but that's okay. They live to swarm another day. Well, they're about in there, and I didn't see a queen go in, so they're all in there, however many there are, 1 or 10 or 4 or 3, who knows. So they'll get in there, they'll get on that comb, they'll unload their nectar. I need to get these frames in, get them set. I don't ever like to leave a swarm without the amount of frames because I'll forget and they'll build wonky comb. Now if I wouldn't forget, it'd be fine, but I'll forget. All right, I'm gonna put these frames in and I think we're done. I think that was pretty painless for both them and I. Should have put them in a minute ago all the way. Come on, ladies, move out of the way. This is their old comb they swarmed from. This is the same box. I took the second deep off. Once they swarmed, hey, there was no reason to even have them. The second box on. This box has seen better days. Briars. All right, one more. So I'll leave them here for the next 20-30 minutes while I'm working bees. Not in there. I don't want to. All right, there we go. We'll get the lid on here. So what I'll do is I'll leave them out here for the next 20-30 minutes while I'm finishing up what I've got to do. I got to find 2 frames of brood, release a queen. I'd like to requeen number 10, but let me go look through number 10 first and see what these do. They should all be in a minute. So anyway, there you go, folks. First swarm capture of the year that I was able to run in and get the camera. I almost left the camera inside. I was in such a hurry to get work done, but I couldn't deny you this. That's a good swarm. That's a good 3 pounds of bees. That was a big swarm. I didn't think it was that big until it hit the bucket. And when it hit the bucket, I could feel it. And when I dumped it, it was like thump inside the box. Wow. So it was a good swarm. Glad I caught them. Maybe I'm not glad I caught them. When they got that swarming tendency that easy, it may not be a colony I really want. 16, yeah, I had a problem with it last year too. I did some experimentation with it, trying to keep it, and it didn't work, but they were bound and determined to swarm. So I fought them last year. Maybe getting this one, I'll mark it and trend it and see what it does next season. And if I have to fight it, we may just let it go and requeen it. So who knows? All right, guys, well, that's gonna be it for this evening. I gotta get back to work. I appreciate y'all's support, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed this little swarm video. Y'all have a great week, and may God bless you. We'll see y'all later.